Beautiful Beate is in the house. We're all about the body, mind, spirit connection of a Friday feels and love. And no greater woman than this one to tell us all about yoga, fashion, all the above. How are you, gorgeous?
Thank you. Very well.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Glad to be here. Thank you.
I love the hat. I gotta say,
Oh,
absolutely.
Well, you know, it's been raining. So.
As a Dutch
Raining
yogi
LA.
and a fashionista, what brought you here to Los Angeles?
Originally, it was a job. I had an opportunity to do a kind of like a 18-month gig here, and of course I grabbed it with both hands because I had always dreamed of living in LA, and here it was. The opportunity presented itself, and I think I really manifested it. So I went.
I love that. So on Friday we talk a lot about relationships, and of course we know it always begins within. So tell us a little bit how, like, doing yoga, how doing all this transforms someone to really having a life that they love.
I would say if you're new to yoga or you've never done it before, just be open-minded, try different varieties of yoga. People so often think yoga is just asana and very complicated poses, which it really isn't. There's so much more to it. You can also practice yoga by just sitting in meditation. You can come to a chanting practice. There's many different, and here in LA especially, we have a total smorgasbord of different offerings.
Most people don't know that yoga is not just a physical yoga.
Right.
They don't know that meditation is a form of yoga, right? It's so interesting.
It is very interesting because what happened was when yoga first was introduced to the West, people really focused only on the asana, which is the word for postures, and not really looking at the complete philosophy of yoga and all the other practices that you can do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The ultimate asana is inside.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
I've always loved that expression. What do you love most about the yoga?
Well, I love actually all the different elements. I originally also started with asana, with the postures, with really intense asanas, ashtanga practice, but that led me to start to explore other things, other forms of yoga, and especially I fell in love with the practice of bhakti yoga, which is the devotional yoga, where we chant and use mantras as our tools. Yeah.
In this holiday season, it's very important that we give back. We know that you're involved with Yoga Gives Back. Can you tell us about the initiative?
Yes, absolutely. There's a beautiful organization called Yoga Gives Back, with the idea that we got so much, we are getting and receiving so much from India, which is where yoga was originally from and originated, birthland of yoga. So therefore, we are giving back to this country that is in so much need. Of course, there's so many extremely poor people, and especially women, and we're trying to empowering them by not just giving money, but giving them microloans so they can then start a sustainable business, and therefore they can inspire their kids to do the same. So it's a beautiful initiative that was founded by my wonderful Kayoko Matsumitsu, and she is the founder of Yoga Gives Back, and she lives here in LA, and we organize fundraisers and yoga classes, donation yoga classes, and we've also last year taken our first Seva trip to India, where we actually were able to visit these women and these NGOs that are benefiting from the funds that we are raising here.
I love that. Seva means service, so beautiful.
Yeah, selfless service.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. So what I think is fascinating about you is that you are so gorgeous inside and out. And I think it's important in this time where we have ageism and everything, right? You're not 20, but you're this beautiful, like completely fully gorgeous inside and out woman. And what do you think that the key is for you? Because some people are like, wow, how does she do it all, you know? How do you do it and stay so gorgeous inside and out? What are your keys?
Thank you. I think for me it really has always been being grateful for what we have and for being in this life, and especially after I started to shift from the fashion business into the yoga business, the practice, of course, has given me the tools to really go more into this field of gratitude and really be constantly reminding yourself that it is a gift that we're here. And the tips, I would say, really, my daily yoga practice helps very much. Eating well, eating healthy, drinking lots of water, starting your morning the right way, not immediately with the coffee, which I do love still, but glass of water with some lemon, just first do a short meditation practice. You don't have to, people so often say, oh, I don't have time to meditate. That is the biggest nonsense, of course, that you can come up with for yourself, because everyone has time. You have time to go on the phone to check the messages, right? And the Instagram, everybody spends so much time on social media. So if we were to take away a little bit of that and put that onto our practice of sitting, meditating, starting your day that way, eating healthy, outdoor activities, hiking, biking, swimming, anything is all good. But for me, it's really my daily yoga practice. Yeah.
So if somebody was new to yoga, perhaps, or maybe they have a little bit of experience with yoga, what would you recommend in terms of choosing a form of yoga?
Great question. I would say if you're in LA, find your closest studio and try that out first, because it's very difficult to commit to a practice if you start to worry about, I have a long drive and parking and this and that. So since we are in LA and there is as many yoga studios as there are coffee shops and anything else, right, on every corner, wherever you live, find your local yoga studio. Be open-minded, give it a chance. Don't just take one yoga class and then say, oh, that wasn't for me, because very often it is the connection to the teacher that brings you to the practice. In my case, I came to yoga originally in 2004, 2005, dabbled a little bit, but my real journey started in 2011 when, out of all places, I was introduced to yoga at a yoga studio in downtown Los Angeles. Now, you don't really think about yoga and practicing, mindfulness and such in downtown LA, but somebody told me about this teacher and said, you should give it a try. And I was like, I'm not going to do yoga in downtown. That's where I work. That's where I, go to my happy hour bar. And I don't want to do that, And then they said, no, really, give it a try. And I set this New Year's resolution for myself. And I said, okay, in January, I will go to this studio and I'm going to check it out. And I fell in love, and it's called Peace Yoga Gallery. The owner is Sherry Ray Russell, and she has created this little a sanctuary in the heart of LA. Now, it's not for everyone, but if you don't like that studio, then one block down is a hot yoga studio, Hot 8 Yoga. And then a little bit further is Jiva Mukti studio is going to open up in downtown LA as well. And then, of course, here in the center of LA, we have so much more. On the west side, it is just as busy with yoga studios as in Rishikesh, India, So you can do anything. We haven't even talked about Kundalini and about meditation. Now we have the wonderful meditation studios open up. It never used to be that people actually paid money to go to a studio and sit and learn to meditate. It's very unique and it's very beautiful. And we in LA are a bit of the leaders in this regard,
Very exciting. Well, thank you for your leadership in that. Tell everyone where they can find and follow you.
They can find me on Instagram. I am still Dutch Yogini Fashionista. The Fashionista is still in there. And on Facebook, Beate Sophia Scholz, and also my website, Yoga with Beate.
I love
Thank
it.
you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning La La Land.